G'day. My name's Clay Lewis. I'm 19 years old. I'm getting pretty old, but I have my own business, which is called Clay's Bin Cleaning Business, which I basically clean wheelie bins. I clean them and I clean driveways as well. So because I started 2 weeks ago, or was it 3 weeks ago? I couldn't remember, but somewhere about that. I've been decided to do driveway cleaning for extra money.
I'm Matthew Townsend. I'm neurodiverse with hearing loss, so I'm mild on an autism spectrum. So yeah, I'm based on the Bayside, but suburbs of Brisbane. So I'm 30 years old and I'm living with my partner. So work from home, and I'm really passionate about being outdoors and nature. I'm really excited to share with you both my experiences today. So my business is Nature Freedom. It's a not-for-profit organisation. This has got a bit of social enterprise culture as well. They're creating inclusive opportunity for people from all walks of life, including those with living disabilities and mental health, helping out find meaningful opportunity, getting involved with outdoor and nature activity in culture. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Matthew. I have a courier business called Haran Courier Services.
Some people know me as Jen, some people know me as Sunday. And I run a shoe design and manufacturing business that is focused on roller skate boots. So from taking a person's foot measurements and a roll of leather and then working from there to create a skate boot, whether it's a speed skate or an ankle boot, and then they can go get that mounted up for quad skates. So not rollerblades, not ice skates. These are old school quad skates, and that's what I do. I come from a long line of people who make stuff. My mum was a dressmaker. Now she's an avid quilter, so you can probably guess the age range. And I guess it runs in my blood. Anyway, about almost 20 years ago now, I saw a flyer for learning to make lastless shoes at the craft forum in Brisbane. And I went, oh, of course, shoes don't come out of like a magic box. Someone has to make them. And it was a real light bulb moment for me. And I went to one shoe course, one forum, and the next year I went to a different shoe course. And then I went to a third one, which was run by a person in Brisbane. And I found out by then that there was one official shoe course in the country, and it was down in Melbourne at RMIT.
2017, I think it was November or somewhere in December, I started to do like resume drops like at restaurants or fast food places. I tried to get a job and it just couldn't work. But then like me and Bob and Dad also had a plan about starting up a wheelie bin clean, which I clean bins. So it gives me the big opportunity to help to make my own business, and I could get paid a lot instead of, working at other places, because I prefer bin cleaning at the moment.
Since when I was graduated with a master in environmental management at the University of Queensland back in 2016, I didn't land any job that really specific to my academic qualification, which is related to my passion and ambition. I'm really big about environmental impact and climate change. That was my focus career in that area. I really involved with that, creating indirect action that can support our environment. We look after the environment, they look after us. So back in 2017, after I've been giving up 100,000 jobs application. I thought myself, when being involved with the community groups, I just focused on about like, why not? You should start your own business. Because I know there's people in my network have started their business because they have really good income and that really help out for well. And I was where with time I was sole trader, and then decided to change into community organization because there's people out in the community have the same challenges and ambitions as well.
I became interested in starting my own business when I was in year 11 and we were talking about careers. I wanted a career that would be fun. I love driving in the car, so that is why a courier business is a good job for me.
So when I went down to Melbourne, I never had the idea of actually starting a shoe business. I don't know what I was thinking actually. It was just, I'll give this a go and see what happens. And that seems to be the story of my life up to a certain point. And I didn't know what niche I wanted to go into, but I knew it had to be a niche. And then for some unknown reason, I just went, oh, roller skates are really boring. What can we do about that? And from there, I just went into a tunnel of research and ended up learning so much about sporting footwear, gender differential morphology, things. It's taken about 10 years now to actually that I'm actually making a product that I'm really happy with. There's still things to develop, but yeah, that's where I'm at now.
So we run a lot of activities that involve outdoors. So we got like kayaking, canoeing, and there's a lot of bushwalks and there's some tours around it. It's like bird walk, mangroves, wetland. So I'm pretty much like I'm your local environmental scientist, and I work with partners and people who collaborate with some project. So it can be a cleanup activity or like litter prevention and tree planting. It's really all about social inclusion. So we are a combination of community services organization as well as environmental organization. So it's like community service, it can be support services, it could be finding a job or helping in goal, your organization locally, but you are the same as that, but as well environmental organization, it could be like land care, who have run volunteer or do some bush generation jobs. So we're the combination in those two. So a part of that is what we do is really about creating a social inclusion, which all works alive in one place, and providing meaningful training employment opportunity at the same time. So that's what happened. Coming from being a kid and turning hobby passion into your career, and it's just where the point I am today.
I don't know how to say this, but my business has changed my life a lot, to be honest. I'm pretty happy the way I'm going at the moment, which I'm pretty happy about. What I love enjoying about being clean is just the customers, because all my customers are very good. Sometimes what I see the customers, I give them a good talk. I always give them a laugh. I can be cheeky. It's just the way I am, And the one main thing I love about Vin cleaning is the money, because after I finished high school in 2019 November, I saved up my money for my business to go to Dubai for schoolies, because Mum said I can't do Gold Coast, and I said, can I go to Dubai? She said, sure. And I was like, yay. And I went to the F1 Grand Prix as well, which was pretty amazing. It was just before COVID, so luckily I wasn't stuck there. Otherwise, I would have had Clay's big cleaning business in Dubai.
Everything about Clay's life is we've always
It's awesome.
worked to setting him up for success and setting him up for being completely able to be, you know, independent or at least making his own decisions about things. Yeah, I wish you stayed in Dubai.
But
How has my business changed my life? I've created opportunities for myself to do things that I never thought that I would. I guess it's down again to making your own path and not waiting for other people to make a path for you or following other people. I never imagined where this was going to take me 10 years ago. I have a lot more faith in myself because I can make something and go, I don't know, am I happy with this? And other people are like, wow, that's really good. So making something and then getting feedback has been really important to develop a sense that, oh, I do actually know things. And if I hadn't gone into business, I wouldn't have created that opportunity for myself to learn that.
Well, you know, life has stepping stone. You see what's happening from one scenario to another scenario that leads to something that could be meaningful or ambition. So now, Nature Freedom has helped me really get out of my shell and speak up about what you're passionate about and what your story is and what way how you help the people understand the story and the message. So it's a lot of ability that it's really make a positive change for the people in the community. So that way it's become a community organization because I come along because see that the people out there reflect your values and your experiences you're coming through. So a lot of stepping stones.
My business has helped me to be part of my community. It has given me plenty of money to spend on fun things. It gives me a job I am good at doing and I get to drive around.
So I get a lot of joy out of making and fixing things. I do other things to actually earn money, to put food on the table and buy puppy food. But all in all, the having a small business, a micro business, has given me opportunities to explore who I am and what I like doing and how I can affect my life and also influence the world in a positive way. It provides opportunities. Now, last year I was meant to travel overseas. I was fortunate enough in 2019 to be awarded a Churchill Fellowship. And that was to develop skills in last making. Now, a last is the form that shoes are made over. So you've got a left and a right, every different style, every different size has a different last. This is an example of how the small business and practicing the knowledge, the skill set that I have has given me opportunities to do more things and also to understand that I'm actually quite capable and that I know things and what I have to say is worth listening to most of the time.
I have I have a very nice girlfriend who always supports me. That's what I say. Yeah. I support her. She supports me. You know.
You're slaying life, aren't
Yeah,
you?
exactly. Yeah.
Being prone to perfectionism, trying to not being able to say no to people. So like that whole learned people pleasing behavior, and not leaving enough space for myself to be who I am, and burnout. So those are like negative attributes. But positively, it means that I've set a really high standard for myself. And that shows in what I make, and it means that I try to do my best all the time.
Okay, I'll probably always say myself, if I'm not autistic, I wouldn't know how to manage my passion and goals. I will have no idea. Because I would see that compared to a lot of people who are not autistic might be still struggling with the goals or with the passion. Because I think it's the benefit here, being on the spectrum, by something you're doing, maybe in a home or in your backyard or go out, same place that you go, it could be a sports group or music or art gallery, you easily pick up something you're really passionate about. It's because it's the way how we are mind way that way. We'll always focus on something what make ourselves feel worthwhile, achievable. So that's my question is, because if I wasn't autistic, I wouldn't have nature freedom today. But I probably wouldn't even employ it in any way because I have no idea what I want to do. So with my values, I really focus on what I'm really good at. So it's like social inclusion, being ethical, holistic, equality. It all come from my disability lived experience. So going back to school and university, I learned about understanding how to speak up for myself because I feel bullied around. A lot of people don't understand who I am or what message I try to clarify. And for that, I wouldn't know what kind of advice and support I need. Because imagine I wouldn't, I will have no idea I might be having a problem with myself. So that created an impact today where I am now. So I have an ability to understand what I need. So if you know what's happening with you, you have an ability to speak up with other people so they can help how you get them to understand how they can help you. Being authentic is very important and helpful, and it's very powerful. So you let other people to learn about you a bit yourself. It enables others to understand you.
I always be true to myself. I just want to keep myself safe. That's the main thing. I always be true to myself. You be a cool dude.
Use a lot. There are a lot of tools online, like filling your bucket. So make sure that you engage in enough activities which give you energy and bolster a sense of self and self-worth and accomplishment. Whatever those activities are, whether they're Lego, whether they're gaming, whether it's reading a book, whether it's taking a walk, whatever's going to fill your bucket. And yeah, delegating wherever you can, saying no wherever you can, because it's fundamentally heartbreaking to realize that you're really not going to be able to do all the things that you want to do, and you kind of work out which ones are the most important, which ones are going to give back to you the most.
It's really, really important to maintain your focus and ambition in career because it's your passion, because it's make you happy and what makes you feel like your expertise in it. So therefore, we're really committed to keeping an enjoyment of nature while helping other people. It's really important to be yourself about what you know about yourself. It could be what you goal you want to do. So running a business or having a business is a really big thing. It's probably a really big deal for most of us because we are really good at by who we are. Because I've met a lot of people on the spectrum the last few years have different quality and talent, skill set in or the ambition they have. That's really important to unlock that potential. Along the way, there's still challenges and barriers you face. It's because not just about your disability, but it's really normal for you really going through things, businesses will always get up and down. Something might not go your way or your plan. Yeah, it can be really frustrating, but that's just normal. Because a lot of people who are able-bodied, they still have the same challenges as that as well. So it's really important to be happy and fulfilled by that and stay committed in achieving the goals in your plan. And also want to share your experience with people who don't understand you yet. A lot of people have met in my business network, have never met somebody like me. They are learning. So you're given a chance, someone to learn about what's different about for all of us, so that can walk past our disability. So that's the opportunity to learn about. You have to give other people the chance. So if you had a confidence to speak up yourself in the first place, you have an ability to help other people to understand about you. In the early days, if you want to start your business, it can be tomorrow or until for the next year or so. It's always you face people who don't understand you, and or even your purpose of your business. I was there, and it took me a lot of time in explaining about it. It's really exhausting, it can be, but at the end, it's big impact change. People start to realize that because you're giving them opportunity to learn about where you're coming from. So that's why we shouldn't give up.
It's absolutely right. You know, with other autistic teenagers or kids, if they run their own business, they could probably like end up the amount of money which I have, just like me. You know, I would say, you know, I always believe in them. I just always want to wish them for good luck.
You know, autistic people have some challenges which may not fit in with, I guess, the neuronormative kind of style of work. So a micro business that you can shape to fit in around perhaps maybe sensory challenges, or you know, maybe you can't sleep and you're awake all night, so
Just
you want to
like
work
I
at
do.
night.
Mm.
It's really a viable option to have some kind of micro business if you can shape it to fit around your life, because it's not your weaknesses or anything like that. It's just the areas of your life where, you know, you don't necessarily fit the mold of a normal workplace.
Don't follow most people's advice. One of the key points I wanted to put across is that autistics or people with any kind of disability, we need to pace ourselves, especially when we are delivering from within, when we're creating products, physical or digital, to go into the world. We need to make sure that there is enough of us left behind, because the world is overwhelming and draining. So I would suggest that anyone thinking about going into business, for a couple of months, just track what you do in your day. And over the weeks, you'll build up a picture of your peaks and troughs of physical and mental energy, realizing that there are limits to what you can achieve, but then finding the right people to outsource the things that you can to. So I've got a virtual assistant because I have a crushing anxiety answering Facebook messages from customers, and outsourcing when and where you can, as often as you can, to the right kind of people. Yeah, so that's the advice I would have. And really, really listen to yourself, and maybe double the prices that you would be inclined to charge, triple the prices. You'll undersell yourself so much. Small business isn't for everyone, and honestly, it's really hard to make money in small business, so you've got to do it for other reasons.
My advice is to find something you enjoy and make a career doing it.
If you're really, really intelligent, really passionate in something, what you do can be railway model, train to art, you go to exhibition gallery, or even environmental science. You'll probably save climate change from crisis or something. You're actually changing the way how society with respect to that. So the community will start to respond to you. Don't give up on anything. So if you get a lot of employers out there not going to hire you, you always have an option to be self-employed because it's the greatest opportunity for you. It will change your life and you meet a lot of people along the way. It's not just about you getting paid and doing what you like to do. It's also about meeting people. It's a lot of social opportunity you're able to get along with because it's all about stepping stones there.